and my experience was that culture and leadership was a big deal in not just in business performance. I mean, there's tons of studies that show that having a quote unquote good culture impacts performance. So there's lots of that data, but equally as important to me is the impact on people's lives. You know, we spend over 90,000 hours of our lives at work. And to me, to not feel fulfilled for 90,000 hours is bordering on criminal. And so a big part of my interest in leadership and culture is for people and the quality of their lives. Culture is going to happen. So I should say what my definition of culture is. There's probably 1,000 definitions of culture, but I boil it down to something really simple, which is culture is the influence that your behavior has on others. The behavior of leaders is magnified. People watch leaders for cues about how they should be behaving, speaking, the decisions they should be making. Leaders are the ones that, through their words and their behavior, their beliefs, that influence the way they show up in 1,000 different subtle ways. Leaders really shape culture. In order for, I think, in order for leaders to really create great cultures, it takes deep introspection and looking at what your beliefs are. And something that's had my interest for the last 10 years is how you react to fear. We're on scan. Researchers suggest that we spend about 80% of our brain power scanning for threats. We detect threats in meetings when someone disagrees with us. There are just all kinds of situations that trigger us, that put us into a reactive mode. And this is where the way that a leader behaves is absolutely critical. The word abracadabra. Pretty much everybody knows abracadabra is the magic word. But very few people, including magicians, know what abracadabra means. I always thought it was a nonsense word. And abracadabra means what I speak is what I create. What I speak is what I create. So it's about the power of our words at influencing what shows up in our lives. And if you think about that, what you speak to yourself internally influences how you're able to think, how you're able to perform. What you speak to others influences how they feel about themselves, what they believe they're capable of. You know, this idea of what we speak is what we create relative to a vision. We all know that a vision is something you need to have for your business. That's been preached forever. But so many people just go away and they go on a retreat and they crank out a vision statement and they make the posters and they put it up on the wall and they put it in their annual reports, but that's about it. And if what we speak is what we create, then what we want, if our vision is what we want to create, let's make sure we're speaking about that all the time. Let's not just have it on the wall in a poster. Let's make that an ongoing conversation. Well, you know, the first question is, what does work mean to you? And so what I'm looking for there is a sense that work is about more than just, you know, hitting your profit goals. The second question is, tell me about some of the ways that your organization supports people. What I'm looking for there is, and these are all really practical things, they're not philosophical things. What are the things that you actually do for people? The third question I ask is, what's the legacy that you want to leave behind? Because that also gives a sense of what this person is, their bigger perspective on things. And usually through that conversation, I can assess, without asking the question, I can determine whether or not this person is the kind of person that really will dig in. If there's some humility there, I think humility is one of the things I'm really looking for.